It's Mollena's Black History Minute, which is longer than a minute, 'cause I'm reclaiming my time.
Welcome to today's Black History Minute, brought to you courtesy of Black History Flashcards from urbanintellectuals.com. Check them out. These are fantastic and support this wonderful company. So today we got someone you probably know. I'm going to read one of my favorite quotes from over here because my brain is not working. The quote is, "I know I can't help you very much right now. God knows what I wouldn't give if I could, but I know about suffering if that helps. I know that it ends." And that is from the book, If Beale Street Could Talk, by dun, 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 not your Negro, Mr. Baldwin. August 2nd, 1924 is the date of his birth, and December 1st, 1987 was when he passed on to glory. A remarkable writer and activist and human being, and just a fucking amazing person. It's so interesting because I read a couple of his books when I was younger, and I realized that I had the hardest time reading them because I already knew them, if that makes sense. I don't know what else to say about that. I'm in a very big feels moment right now, so you can take from that what you will. Let us read the cards, shall we? Novelist, essayist, playwright, poet, and African-American social critic. He's just fucking amazing. His plays are amazing. His theater is amazing. His sense of drama is amazing. His passion and clarity and succinctness in his writing is so very beautiful. He explored palpable yet unspoken intricacies of racial, sexual, and class distinctions in Western societies, most notably in mid-20th century America. He fictionalized fundamental personal questions and dilemmas amid complex social and psychological pressures, thwarting the equitable integration not only of Black people but also gay and bisexual men, while depicting some internalized obstacles to such individuals' quests for acceptance. That's a mouthful. Became a spokesman for the Civil Rights Movement in 1963, published a long essay, The Fire Next Time, in which he predicted the outbursts of Black anger to come. Basically, one of his quotes, and I'm just sort of reproducing it, but it was basically, to be Black in America and to be even slightly awake is to be full of rage almost all the time. And goddamn, that is true. Although I tried to deny it for so many years. I tried to be the nice, calm Black girl because the risk to life and limb is very real. If you actually utilize and tap into and access your righteous indignation. You know, I don't know what would have happened to me if all the times I was harassed by police in Los Angeles, I actually said, you know what? You don't have the right to do that, officer. That might not have worked out so well for me. But one of the more fascinating things about Baldwin is the fact that he basically lived between America and Europe, and he was living in France and had just an amazing series of adventures in a house he lived in there. I think it was south of Paris. I can't remember. Anyway, do Google that and check that out, because the stories of who he hung out with and who his guests were in his house in France were amazing. And it was just a litany of everyone I would love to sit down and have dinner with, or just serve dinner to. Shit, I don't need to be sitting down with him. I just need to be in the room, like refreshing the teapot and bringing out biscuits and shit. What else? Yeah, I was so grateful when If Beale Street Could Talk was made into a film, and not just made into a film, made into a beautiful and perfect film. It was so well done. If you haven't seen it, add it to your fucking queue and watch this movie. It was one of the first times in my life that a film just from the outset grabbed and captured all of my senses. I kind of have an advantage because I grew up in those neighborhoods, in those places, so the smell and the feeling and the sidewalk underneath my feet, and the jostling of the crowds, and the anxiety of running for trains, or you know, just trying to shop or trying to live was so so present for me when I was watching that movie. It was so beautiful and so touching and so gorgeous, and the performances. Mwah, mwah. Anyway, so yeah, Mr. Baldwin, we all owe him so much for his strength and his capacity to demonstrate compassion even in the midst of fighting his own battle, which is, of course, the battle of every Black person in America, whether or not they choose to fight it. So thank you, Brother B. Hopefully he's looking down on us, and he's shaking his head and going, you all need to get it together, I'm sure. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.